Mount Everest, a place of beauty, brutality, and unimaginable ambition. Every year, hundreds of climbers take on the ultimate challenge to stand on top of the world. But in 2025, two climbers' dreams ended in silence, sorrow, and one of the most psychologically disturbing events Everest has ever seen. This is their story. When your dream takes you to the top of the world, but you don't make it back down. On May 14th and 15th, 2025, two experienced climbers, Subrata Ghosh from West Bengal, India, and Philip Santiago from the Philippines, made their final push toward the summit of Mount Everest. For both men, this was supposed to be the crowning moment of their lives. Instead, their journeys ended in the infamous death zone, and their stories have become cautionary tales for generations of mountaineers to come. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the chilling, true story of two Everest climbers, one who silently slipped into death while resting, and the other who chose to stop moving and accepted his fate on the deadliest part of the world's highest mountain. But this is more than just a retelling of tragic events. This is a psychological and physiological breakdown of what happens to the human body at 8,000 meters, and why sometimes the greatest danger on Everest isn't the mountain, it's our minds. Part 1. The Silent Death of Philip Santiago. Philip Santiago wasn't a millionaire climber or Instagram adventurer. He was a 45-year-old engineer from the Philippines, a working-class hero who had spent years saving for this once-in-a-lifetime expedition. He wasn't climbing for personal glory, he was climbing for children battling cancer and impoverished communities back home. In his own words, "We are the underdogs." But at 26,000 feet, inside Camp 4, a place known as the death zone, Santiago's body was already losing the battle. Oxygen was scarce. Fluid was likely building in his lungs. His body, already pushed to the limit by the extreme conditions, quietly shut down in his sleep. He died in the night. No screams, no struggle, just silence. His teammates would find him the next morning, still zipped in his sleeping bag, breathing hard just hours before, now still. Medical insight. At altitudes above 8,000 meters, two of the most dangerous conditions climbers face are high-altitude pulmonary edema, HAPE, and high-altitude cerebral edema, HACE. In Santiago's case, doctors believe it may have been HAPE, fluid slowly filling the lungs, suffocating him in his sleep. A simple pulse oximeter could have caught the warning signs, but at Camp 4 there are no rules, no rangers, and no check-ins. Philip Santiago's death wasn't inevitable, it was preventable. Part 2. The man who refused to move, Subrata Ghosh. Then came Subrata Ghosh, a climber from Ranaghat, India, who had trained, dreamed, and paid dearly for his chance to stand atop the world. He did everything right, until the timing. On May 14th, 2025, Ghosh insisted on starting his summit push at 10:00 p.m., 2 hours earlier than the standard window. That meant he climbed into the storm. With no teams ahead of him to receive radio warnings and no accurate weather updates, Ghosh and his Sherpa guide, Pelson Tamang, climbed blindly into worsening conditions. By late morning on May 15th, they reached the summit. But the return trip, always more dangerous, became a descent into madness. At 28,700 feet, near the treacherous Hillary Step, Ghosh turned to Tamang and whispered, "I can't see anything." Moments later, he uttered 3 words no climber should ever speak in the death zone: "I won't move." Altitude sickness and brain failure. What happened to Ghosh wasn't cowardice. It was a complete cognitive breakdown caused by oxygen deprivation. Severe hypoxia can cause hallucinations, blindness, and decision paralysis. His refusal to move was likely a combination of extreme exhaustion, brain hypoxia, and a rare but real stress response: freeze. Tamang did the unthinkable. For 4 hours, he dragged Ghosh down the mountain, step by painful step, risking his own life. But after moving only 300 feet, Tamang collapsed. His oxygen was almost gone. His fingers were freezing. His mind was fading. Faced with an impossible decision, Tamang made a call that no training could prepare him for. He left Ghosh on the mountain. and began his fight for survival. Part 3. A storm, a body, a legacy. Hours later, Tamang stumbled into Camp 4, barely alive, suffering from frostbite and altitude-induced hallucinations. It would take him 2 days to recover enough to tell his story. When search teams later reached the Hillary Step, they found Ghosh still sitting in the snow, frozen solid, in the same position. He had made his final choice. The ethics of survival. Was Tamang wrong to leave his client? Some say yes. A guide should never abandon a climber. But many in the climbing world hail him as a hero. He tried, he gave everything, and in the end, he did what he had to do to survive. Other, shearing the board from the cast. In the new meter to be itself, a mountain was love to meet to effect. A mountain with no mercy. In 2025, 7 climbers died on Everest, most from preventable causes. Poor planning, summit fever, lack of regulation. Everest is no longer just a mountain, it's a mirror. A place where ambition meets reality, where nature exposes the limits of human endurance. Subrata Ghosh and Philip Santiago were not reckless tourists. They were dreamers, fighters, men who risked everything for one perfect view. But in the death zone, dreams don't always survive. And sometimes the hardest part isn't reaching the summit, it's making it back down. Final thought. Why do some people survive where others stop moving? Is it physical fitness, better gear, mental toughness, or is it simply luck and timing on a mountain that doesn't care who you are? Mount Everest doesn't kill recklessly, it kills predictably, slowly, in ways we understand but too often ignore. Summit fever clouds judgment, and in the death zone there are no second chances. If this story moved you, subscribe to Everest Expedi for more raw, unfiltered accounts from the roof of the world. Let us know in the comments, and if you've ever chased a dream so hard that you ignored the warning signs, this video is for you. Like, comment, subscribe for more real, unfiltered stories from the world's most extreme places. Join our channel. And remember, stay bold, live bravely, know your limits, and respect the mountain.